I have a problem with the new Blu-ray movie, and it's that it's gonna be garbage. But that's disgusting. If you look up information, trailers, or trivia, you'll realize they already made it. Crap. So, to save you 4.5 hours of research, I'll tell you everything in this video. And in the end, you decide if this movie is a good idea or just plain crap. If we expected this movie to be like a long episode of Bluey, you better bring a glass to fill with tears and take a drink at the end. Because this is the first disappointment we'll see today. Do you remember the cartel episode, the long one that made you wet your diaper? Especially when we saw Stripe, all drunk and peed on himself, waking up in the bushes? But what about the movie? Well, here we'll see more than just settings, all square, boring, and everything really artificial and bland. What? Is this the Bluey movie? It sounds more like another boring Minecraft video using Bluey skins.
Hey, no more. Everyone looking great. Damn you, but for a friend. How dare you say that?
And this is where we have the biggest problem, friends. Bluey will be animated in 3D, so you can send her flying 3 times. What do you mean 3D animation? No, it's just going to be a long Bluey episode. That's most likely what's going to happen to her. Like the latest SpongeBob movies, which nearly made me blind and deaf because they're so weird and boring. But it's not all bad news. Joe Brown, the creator you love Bluey for, will help make this movie. And for those who don't know the whole story, when the episode came out, the network trolled us saying he was going to leave Bluey so there wouldn't be a 4th season. But actually, he just took a break to be well caffeinated for the movie. Also, the composer Joe Posh will be involved. Hopefully he'll create some great cumbia tracks. But what's the point of this if the animation is going to give us visual cancer? If you think I'm exaggerating, just check out the garbage they gave us, like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Or Popeye, which even ended up straight in the trash, because not even the dumpster fly liked it. But why would Bluey have to be garbage? Well, if you think about it, a 3D design simply takes away Bluey's magic. And basically, they've already rubbed it in our faces that the animation will be in 3D. It's just a matter of putting the 4 clues together, so let's do it. The first one we found on Bluey's page, and just 3 letters were enough to ruin everyone's childhood. CGI! And it sucked 3 times over, because this means 3D. Secondly, the movie will be animated by the Australian Cosmic Dino or Cosmic Dino Studio, whose main specialty is 3D animation. And as a third point, all of Bluey's original animators were sent far away. And to buy cigarettes. Why? Because 2D animations are much more expensive. But to finally kill their last ray of hope. The most obvious proof is that they even blatantly announced that they were looking for new animators for the Bluey movie. But specifically animators who knew how to work with 3D hardware.
I'm going to be frank. What got damaged was the hardware of the file, but from the module. So we can't change that part anymore.
How do you like that, huh? Well, hold on, because you're really going to be surprised. Let's just use a little imagination to recreate this pumpkin. And that's because Bluey would look something like this. And you might be wondering, why change $1 million formula to a money laundering one? Because I'm 100% sure that someone with a tail and ears had a lot to do with this. Well, in case you didn't know, so far $35 million have been spent on the production of the movie. And who was it? So, of course, he had to cut corners on the animation.
In total, it's going to be $60 million for the animation and voice acting.
Damn, my Bolillo body, does it fly or what? Let me have it for half, okay? Or if you really want to, how much?
Wow. Well, at the very least, I'll let you have it for about 30 million.
All right, my capybara belly, let me pay in 2 installments, okay? Deal for sure? Because believe it or not, a 3D animation is much cheaper than a 2D animation for a movie. No one will risk their wallet. If made in 2D, it would take 3 times longer and need triple the staff. Well, 3D is almost like copy and paste. They create a character and reuse it over and over again, while 2D animation means making a new drawing for every scene and every character. That's why they have so many mistakes. And now it's time to take a sip from our glass of tears, because the new news is coming up. Well, actually, even though they have their weird idea of 3D, they do have a really good team behind them. Also, the animation studio won't be a cheap, shady place. This studio is from Australia, and the entire Bluey project is made and based there. So, of course, they're going to completely understand the flow and vibe that Bluey has. So, are they going to keep the healers as Australian cattle dogs? And they're not going to be a mix between a Milaneso and a Chacaron? Besides, the original director, Joe Broom, is going to write the script for the Bluey movie. And the director of Happy Feet in the Lego movie supports him? Then no. I don't think they're going to let this great opportunity go straight down the drain. Besides, think about the following. Not only did they send the original Bluey animators out for cigarettes because they didn't want to pay them anymore, oh no! What's happening is that the news has announced that Bluey is indeed going to have a 4th season. They're already working on it. So the 3D animators will be working on the movie, while the 2D animators will be working on the new episodes of the 4th season. And they're going to be really comfortable because they'll already have their soda and their cigarettes. And even though I know I was talking a lot of crap because the movie is going to be 3D, maybe they'll even turn this one into a masterpiece. Maybe it won't be a completely crappy cube. Maybe it will have the same animation style as the Snoopy movie. And in that one, the story was really good. And they gave us a finger-licking good movie. And we hope it's the same with this Bluey movie. But in this case, yeah, I wouldn't lick my fingers with this poop doll. Anyway, what do you think about the new Bluey movie? Did you enjoy your sip of tears? I'll be reading your comments.